Welcome to the Story Vault, where every tale is unlocked. From myths and legends to horror, fantasy, life stories, and real events. Every story has a place here. Now, let's open the vault and begin today's story. People often think phone addiction is just about wasting time. They believe that the only damage is a few hours lost on social media, or maybe lower productivity. But the truth is far more dangerous and hidden. The real damage is happening inside the brain, inside the very system that controls our emotions, our thoughts, and our happiness. Mental peace, which once came naturally to humans through rest, nature, and relationships, is now something people have to fight for because the phone has stolen it silently. Imagine sitting in a quiet room with no phone, no music, no distractions. For many people today, this is not peace, it feels like torture. Their hands itch to reach for the phone. Their mind races wondering what they might be missing online. This constant urge to escape silence proves how deeply the brain has been rewired. Mental peace used to be found in stillness. Now, stillness feels unbearable. This is the first sign that something essential has been broken. The brain is a delicate organ, controlled by chemicals that rise and fall naturally. Dopamine gives us motivation, serotonin balances our mood, oxytocin builds our bonds with people. But when phones deliver a flood of dopamine every few seconds through likes, notifications, and videos, the natural system gets damaged. The brain begins to expect dopamine all the time. Slowly, normal life activities like reading a book, spending time with family, or going for a walk stop giving pleasure. They feel too slow, too boring, compared to the instant rush of the phone. This is why so many people feel restless, why so many young people complain that nothing excites them unless it comes from a screen. It is similar to how drugs work. A drug user feels euphoria when taking the drug because of dopamine spikes, but over time, the brain adapts and demands more. The same thing happens with phones. At first, checking social media once or twice a day feels exciting. Then it becomes every hour, then every few minutes. Eventually, even if nothing new is there, people unlock their phones out of habit, searching for stimulation. This is addiction at its core, not the object itself, but the rewiring of the brain's reward system. For the young generation, this is even more dangerous. Their brains are still developing, still forming connections. The prefrontal cortex, which controls decision-making and self-control, does not fully mature until the mid-20s. When children and teenagers are constantly flooded with artificial dopamine from screens, their developing brains are being trained to seek instant gratification. This weakens their ability to focus, to control impulses, and to work patiently toward goals. The result is a generation that feels restless, anxious, and unable to tolerate discomfort. Teachers around the world complain that students cannot sit still and pay attention in class. Parents complain that children cannot eat without a screen in front of them. Psychologists warn that rates of anxiety and depression among teenagers are skyrocketing. These are not random problems, they are connected directly to the way phones and the internet are shaping brain chemistry. The brain is no longer being nourished with real experiences, but instead bombarded with endless digital stimulation that leaves emptiness behind. Mental peace is also destroyed by the endless comparisons created by social media. A young person scrolling through Instagram or TikTok sees thousands of images of perfect bodies, luxury lifestyles, and seemingly happy people. The brain absorbs these images and starts comparing them to real life. A teenager looks at their simple home and feels poor. They look at their normal face and feel ugly. They look at their ordinary life and feel like failures. The truth is, those images are often fake or heavily edited, but the brain cannot tell the difference. The constant comparison creates stress, jealousy, and sadness. The brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which harms both mental peace and physical health. This cycle of comparison and stress is one of the darkest realities of phone addiction. Even worse, the algorithms behind social media are designed to keep people addicted. These platforms are not free out of kindness, they make money by keeping people glued to the screen. Every scroll, every video, Every notification is carefully engineered to grab attention and hold it for as long as possible. The algorithm studies what you like, what makes you stop, what makes you watch longer, and then it feeds you more of it. It is like a digital drug dealer, always giving you the exact dose to keep you hooked. And while people feel entertained, their brain chemistry is being hijacked without them realizing it. The young generation suffers the most because they are the easiest targets. Children and teenagers are naturally curious, naturally drawn to excitement. When they see colorful games, fast videos, or flashing notifications, their brains respond strongly. The more they consume, the harder it becomes to focus on slower, real-life activities like studying or even having conversations. Over time, this creates a generation that feels disconnected from reality. They may have thousands of online friends, but they feel lonely in real life. They may laugh at videos, but inside, they feel emptiness. Parents are shocked when their children lose interest in family gatherings, outdoor activities, or simple joys like reading. But this is not laziness, it is the result of brain chemistry being hijacked. The phone offers quick pleasure, while real life requires effort. Without guidance, many children grow up preferring the fake comfort of screens over the beauty of real experiences. This destruction of mental peace has long-term consequences. Anxiety becomes common. Sleep becomes disturbed. A person who scrolls at night is unable to rest properly because the brain is still active from stimulation. Without deep rest, the brain cannot repair itself. Mental health declines. People feel tired, irritable, and hopeless. The phone, which was supposed to bring comfort, ends up stealing the very peace it promised. The saddest part is that this cycle also affects relationships. A child ignored by a parent who is glued to their phone feels invisible. A parent ignored by a teenager who won't look up from their screen feels unwanted. Couples sit in the same room, but live in separate digital worlds. This loneliness, hidden inside families, eats away at love and trust. And without love and trust, no family can truly be peaceful. For the young generation, their very growth is being slowed. Physical growth suffers because of poor posture, lack of exercise, and disturbed sleep. Emotional growth suffers because they do not learn how to handle real feelings. They escape into screens instead. Intellectual growth suffers because deep focus and creativity are replaced by shallow consumption. We are not just facing a problem of wasted time. We are facing the risk of raising an entire generation that is weaker in mind, body, and spirit. Because of uncontrolled phone use, the brain, once a powerful tool for creativity, memory, and focus, is now being turned into a restless machine that cannot sit still. The young mind, once full of imagination, is now full of borrowed images from social media, and the human heart, once able to find peace in silence, is now chained to constant noise from the screen. Another tale has been unlocked here in the story vault. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the next one. Until then, the vault is closed, but the